All right, so today we're diving into this story about a drought.
Oh, a drought.
Yeah, so there are these 11 villages.
11 villages.
And they're all facing this, like, super severe drought.
Wow.
And their only hope is this priest.
This priest.
Yeah, he's, like, famous for his rain-making rituals.
Oh, so it's like maybe like a folk tale or something like that?
Yeah, kind of like that, but I think there's, like, a deeper message here.
I bet there is.
So these villages, they're desperate.
Right.
They're like, we need rain, like ASAP.
Yeah.
So they send one person from each village to go find this priest.
Okay.
And they're like hoping he can like end this drought.
So it's like they're really putting all their eggs in one basket.
Totally. And when they get to the priest, they all have to participate in this fire ceremony, this haven.
A fire ceremony.
Yeah. It's pretty intense stuff.
Yeah, fire ceremonies always have that like sense of power, you know,
Exactly.
like something big is about to happen.
Yeah. You get that feeling of anticipation like, is this going to work?
Yeah, like collective hope or something.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Oh.
After the ceremony, the priest, he's like, only one village is going to get rain.
What?
Yeah. So like you can imagine everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, I bet they're like, what?
Right. They're all thinking like, why only one village? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, like all this work, all this hope, and only one village gets the reward.
And then the priest points to this one guy and says, he's the one.
Okay, well, I am.
He brought an umbrella.
Oh, he brought an umbrella?
Yeah. Like he was so sure it was going to rain that he came prepared.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right. The priest is basically saying that this guy's faith was so strong that it like guaranteed the outcome.
So it's like action speaks louder than words, or maybe belief with action.
Exactly. He didn't just hope for rain. He like expected it.
That's so interesting.
It makes you wonder, like, did the other villagers even really believe, or were they just kind of going through the motion?
Oh, right. Like, were they just desperate and hoping for this?
Exactly. Maybe they wanted rain, but deep down they didn't really think it would happen.
That's where I think the real lesson is. You know, like the power of really believing in something.
It's about having conviction.
Exactly. Like the umbrella is a symbol of that conviction.
It's like a physical manifestation of his belief.
And that's what I think we can all learn from this story. You know, like, what are the umbrellas we're bringing to our own lives?
Yeah, what are we doing to show that we really believe in what we're trying to achieve?
That's what we're going to explore in this deep dive.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.
Sounds good. You know what's really cool about this story?
What's that?
It's not really just about the rain, you know?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like it's a metaphor.
For like achieving our goals or something.
Exactly.
So the rain is like success.
Yeah.
And the umbrella is like believing in ourselves.
Yeah, like how many times have we not gone after something because we didn't really think we could do it?
Like we didn't bring our umbrella.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like we're holding ourselves back before we even start.
It's like we're afraid to fail or we just don't think we're good enough.
Yeah, and that just makes it even harder to succeed.
Right. It becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So how do we get that kind of unshakable belief?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Like, is it something we're born with or can we learn it?
That's a good question.
What do you think?
I think it's a bit of both, you know?
Okay.
Some people are just naturally more optimistic.
Right.
But for most of us, it's something we have to work at.
So it's like building a muscle.
Yeah, like going to the mental gym.
I like that.
Got to build up that belief bicep.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. And it takes effort and consistency, you know?
Okay, so what can we do?
Well, we need to challenge those negative thoughts, you know?
Okay.
And surround ourselves with positive people.
Good advice.
And celebrate the small wins along the way.
Yeah, that's important.
It's like building evidence for ourselves.
Proving to our own minds that we can do it.
Exactly. The more we believe in ourselves, the more action we take, and the more we achieve.
It's like a snowball effect.
Yeah, exactly.
But what about when things don't go our way?
That's a good point.
Does that mean our belief wasn't strong enough?
Not necessarily. I mean, sometimes failure is just part of the process.
Okay.
It's a chance to learn and try again.
So it's not about avoiding failure. It's about how we react to it.
Exactly. We can't let setbacks crush our belief.
We have to use them to come back stronger.
Like even the man with the umbrella, he probably faced challenges on his way to the priest.
Right, he didn't just magically appear there.
But his belief kept him going.
This makes me think about all the times I've given up too easily.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't have enough faith in myself.
We've all been there.
But imagine if we approached everything with that same level of conviction.
It's amazing what we could achieve.
Yeah, it's like our beliefs are the lens through which we see the world.
And we have the power to choose a lens of optimism and possibility.
That's a really powerful thought.
It is, isn't it?
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
The takeaway is that belief is a choice.
Okay.
Every day we choose what we believe about ourselves and the world.
And those beliefs shape our reality.
Exactly. So choose wisely.
I love that.
And remember, bring your umbrella.
You never know when it might rain.
Exactly.
This is all super inspiring.
It is, right?
But it also makes me wonder, like,
Yeah.
where's the line between, like, healthy belief
Okay.
and just being delusional?
I see what you mean.
Like, we can't just ignore reality.
Right. It's not about pretending everything's perfect.
So how do we balance that?
Well, think about the man with the umbrella.
Okay.
He still had to journey to the priest.
Right. He didn't just wish for rain.
Exactly. He had to take action.
So it's about believing in a positive outcome,
Yeah.
but also acknowledging the work involved.
Right. It's like you can believe you'll win a marathon,
Okay.
but you still got to train for it.
So belief fuels the work. It doesn't replace it.
Exactly.
But what about when things are truly outside of our control?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, what if the priest just said, nope, no rain for anyone?
Well, then maybe the lesson is more about
What do you mean?
how we react to things.
Okay.
It's not always about controlling the outcome.
But controlling our response.
Right. Even if the man with the umbrella didn't get rain,
Yeah.
his belief would have helped him cope.
It would have given him strength.
Exactly. And maybe even helped him find a different solution.
So belief is like a source of resilience.
Exactly. It helps us navigate the tough times.
Wow. This whole conversation has been a real eye-opener.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm starting to realize how much power I give away by doubting myself.
We all do it.
But the good news is we can choose to believe in ourselves.
We absolutely can.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
I want them to remember that belief is a choice.
A choice.
Every single day, we choose what we believe.
About ourselves, about the world.
About what's possible.
So choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, remember to bring your umbrellas.
You never know when it might rain.
That's all for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for listening.